feel it before you hear it. A shift in the air. A sudden, chilling quiet in a room that was just warm. She stands across from you, her expression a porcelain mask, and she asks a question. It sounds simple, almost trivial.
If this broke, she whispers, her voice a thread of ice, would you even care? And you know this isn't about the bird. This is a test, another one.
A chess game where the rules change with every move. A labyrinth built inside the quiet moments of your life together. You feel like you're walking on a tightrope made of glass. One wrong word, one misinterpreted glance, and it all shatters. The questions echo in your mind. Why does she do this? Why this constant, subtle warfare? Is it cruelty? Is it a game? The answer is far more complex and far more primal. This is not a flaw in her character. It is a feature of our deepest, most ancient psychology. Let's pull back the curtain. Let's look into the engine room of the human heart. Reason 1, the evolutionary imperative, the ghost of our ancestors. For millennia, a woman's survival and that of her offspring depended on her partner's ability, his strength. She had to know, when the winter comes, will you hunt or will you flee? Her tests today are echoes of those ancient questions. Not, do you love me, but are you strong enough? When she questions your career choice, she's not just criticizing, she's subconsciously probing the stability of the shelter you provide. When she tests your boundaries, she's checking the fences. Are they strong enough to keep the dangers of the world out? This isn't conscious. It's a whisper from her DNA, a biological failsafe. Reason 2, the wounds of the past. Attachment theory in the shadows. Not everyone learns that love is safe. For some, love was a storm. It was conditional. It was a thing that could be taken away without warning. If her past is a landscape of abandonment or betrayal, she will carry that map into her present. She isn't testing you. She is testing the ghost of the one who hurt her before. She will push you away just to see if you're one of the ones who will actually leave. She will create a small fire, a minor chaos, to see if you will run from the smoke or if you will walk through it to get to her. It is a deeply flawed strategy born of desperation, a cry for help disguised as an attack. Let's make this real. Let's talk about Elias and Lilith. Elias is a good man, stable, kind. He loves Lilith with a quiet, steady certainty. He is the harbor she has always craved. But Lilith's heart is a shipwreck. Her past is littered with captains who abandoned ship at the first sign of a storm. So she tests the harbor. She creates her own storms. Elias works late on a project. He comes home, tired but proud. She doesn't ask about his day. Instead, she says, "Your phone was off for an hour. Where were you?" The accusation hangs in the air, heavy as a shroud. This is a test of fidelity. But it's not about other women. It's about her deep-seated fear that she is not enough to hold his attention. Another time, Elias shares a new passion, a fragile idea. She finds every flaw, pokes every hole, until the idea lies bleeding on the floor. This is a test of resilience. Can he and his dreams withstand her darkness? Each test pushes Elias further away. He starts to feel a cold dread. He is in a maze, and every wall feels like a judgment. He starts to believe the premise of the tests. Maybe he isn't strong enough. Maybe he isn't good enough. This is the great danger of the tests. They can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. But now we come to the truth, the revelation that changes the entire game. The tests are not a measure of your worth. They are a manifestation of her fear.
Every question is a disguised plea. Can I trust you? Becomes, will you hurt me like the others?
You're not ambitious enough is a desperate translation of, are we safe? Will you protect us? Her anger is not a sword meant to wound you. It is a shield, rusted and heavy, that she holds up to protect a heart that has been bruised too many times. This realization changes everything. You are not a defendant in a trial. You are a doctor witnessing a symptom. The test is the fever. The illness is the fear. You cannot cure a fever by yelling at the thermometer. So what do? Do you play the game? Do you pass the test? No. That is the final trap. Trying to pass validates the premise that your worth is in question. You don't pass the test. You transcend it. When she creates chaos, you must become the calm, the unshakable center. When she questions your strength, you don't answer with anger. You answer with consistency. Your actions are the only reply that matters. You address the fear, not the accusation. You look past the smoke and see the person who is afraid of burning. Instead of, "Why are you accusing me?" you learn to say, "It sounds like you're feeling scared right now. Let's talk about it." This is not weakness. This is not submission. It is the highest form of strength. The strength to absorb a blow and not return it. The strength to hold a boundary without building a wall. In the end, she isn't really testing you. She is testing a hypothesis she carries deep in her soul. I am unlovable and I will be abandoned. Your calm, your consistency, your refusal to play the game is the data that will, over time, disprove that hypothesis. You are not her savior. You cannot fix her past, but you can be the one solid thing in her present, the rock against which the waves of her fear can break again and again until the storm passes.